Austin Healis, and I'm here to tell you about a very important topic, which is healthcare. A couple weeks ago, I actually got a really bad case of the stomach flu. I was thrown up for about 7 days, missed a couple days of school, and a lot of work as well. And unfortunately, since I didn't have healthcare, I couldn't go in and get the proper medication in order to take care of that in a couple days and get back to school and work. And it was a really bad situation. So having healthcare is actually very, very important. It's actually even more important because with the Affordable Care Act, if you do not have health insurance by February 14th, you will be fined, and that's a fact according to Arthur Toxina. He is the junior director at Sync Stream Incorporated. And also, a lot of businesses are actually not giving out health insurance like they used to because of the vast amount of choices we actually have now through the Affordable Care Act and through Covered California. And so you're not going to be able to walk into work and you have a couple of choices and you pick one anymore. It's not like that anymore. And so what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to go through the Affordable Care Act and Covered California and how it affects you guys directly. I'm also going to go over two different healthcare plans that would be good for you guys, which is the Bronze Plan and the Silver Plan. And so first of all, the Bronze Plan. Now the Bronze Plan covers about 60. Your healthcare system covers about 60% of your costs, which means that you need to cover the other 40%. And underneath the Bronze Plan, there's a couple things that you need to know. You need to know the deductible. You need to know the different copays that you'll need, and you also need to know the different. You need to know the different copays, and you need to know the different everything, and then and how the Affordable Care Act actually affected this. So with the Affordable Care Act, some important dates that you guys need to know is you need to know the that like I said before, February 14th. If you don't have it by then, you'll be fined $95, and then it'll just go up from there every year. And also another important date you need to know about was October 1st, in the month of October. That's when Cover California first actually went online. It's actually been doing a lot better than its federal website, the federal website, which has had a lot of bugs lately. But the California Cover website has actually been running relatively smoothly. And then another thing you need to know about is which is actually really important, is if you had a pre-existing medical condition. If you had a pre-existing medical condition, you will actually it's actually a lot easier for you to get healthcare now, because I understand how before it was really difficult for you guys with pre-existing medical condition to get healthcare because they could deny you, but now that's illegal thanks to the Affordable Care Act. And then the other thing you need to know about the Affordable Care Act is that it made state exchanges. So with state exchanges, which is what Covered California is a state exchange, that's the program you guys will actually be using in order to obtain and search for different healthcare systems that be right for you. Now, as I previously mentioned, just minorly before, the Bronze Plan is actually one of those plans that would actually be really good for you guys. Like I said before, the Bronze Plan covers 60% of your medical needs, and then the other 40% of the cost you guys actually have to it comes out of your pocket. And then like I said before, you have to go through the deductible, the different copays, and also the monthly payment. So let's talk about the deductible. Deductible is $5,000, which actually covers most of your medical and part of your medication as well, but it doesn't cover everything. There's still some copays that you guys need to know about. You guys need to know about like the primary visit copay, which is actually the copay in which when you first go to the doctor's office, you actually is the money that you pay just to see your doctors for a regular checkup. Now that with the Bronze Plan is about $60, and also you only have 3 visits per year. So you have to be very careful and you have to use that pretty leniently, or else you won't actually once you run out of those 3 visits, you'll actually start being charged more. And so then the second copay that I want to go over is the emergency care copay. So that's the copay if you ever need to go to the emergency room, if you have to be driven in by an ambulance, or if you get there yourself and it's an emergency, you have to be seen right away. that's going to be $300 per visit. Now with emergency care, there's unlimited visits, because it really wouldn't make much sense if you had a limit on how many emergency visits you had. It really wouldn't make much sense. Then the last copay that I wanted to go over is the medication copays. So there's two different types of medication copays. The first one is generic, and the second one is preferred brand. So with the generic brand, just whatever brand that the doctor prescribes, that's going to cost you about $15 to $19 per medication. And then if you have a preferred brand, let's say like you had a disease and you have a preferred brand that works best for you, and you know that it does, then it's actually going to cost you $50 for that preferred brand. And then lastly is the monthly payment. Now the monthly payment is actually relatively low compared to the silver plan. It's actually more $165 to $175 a month, and that's kind of on the lower end of the spectrum. And so then, the bronze plan is actually really suited for those who don't get sick very often. But what about the people who do? What about people who might have a condition, who don't want to spend that much on medication, who is going to go to the doctor's office a lot? That's where the silver plan is actually would be right for you guys. So the silver plan, the deductible for the silver plan is actually a lot less. It's 10% less, which puts that at about $500, plus another $50 for preferred medication, and so that actually takes a little bit out of the preferred medication cost. And so the primary visitation copay is actually it's actually $15, and then the emergency care copay is $100. And then the medication copay is really low. Just for generic medication, it's $5, and then for preferred brand, it's $15. And then the monthly payment, it tends to be a little bit more. It's actually going to be $190 to about $200. Real quick, just so then, I'm throwing a lot of numbers out at you guys as kind of as a chart to kind of show you the comparison. As you can see, the deductible, the primary care visit copay, the emergency room copay, and the medication copays are a lot more on the bronze plan side, but the monthly payment is a lot less. That's why if you get sick a lot, you're going to want to go with the bronze. If you get sick a lot, you want to go with the silver, because it's actually going to save you money, because it's a lot less for all the doctor's visit and the medication. But if you don't get sick that much, you don't want to be shoving out $200 out of your pocket a month. And so you're actually going to want to go with the bronze plan with that lower monthly payment. And so today I went over the Affordable Care Act and California Covered and how it affects you guys directly. I also went over two different very good comprehensive plans, which was the bronze plan and the silver plan. And yeah, so now with the California Covered website up and running, make sure you guys go out and get your health care so you don't get stuck in the same situation as I was. And just be sitting there hugging the porcelain throne for 7 days when you could be back at work and at school doing what you guys need to do. Thank you very much.